All right, guys, our guest tonight is a Ring of Honor superstar. I don't say that lightly. Mr. Jay Lethal, how you doing tonight, buddy?
Pretty good yourself.
Listen, I hard sell you. That's what I do, man. I'm not gonna give you some shitty intro. We're gonna give you all we got. We're very pumped to have you on the show, man. We've been trying for a while to get you.
All it was just missing my entrance music. That's all it was missing.
That's right. Listen, I'll dub that in later. Don't break the fourth wall. We'll dub that in later. Listen,
uh,
let's get ready to know it, man. Friday, I'm from Philadelphia. They're from New York. We don't talk to them. We got the 12th anniversary Ring of Honor show in Philadelphia. Then we got WrestleCon on Saturday. Huge weekend for Ring of Honor in Philadelphia. Talk to us quickly about what the 12th anniversary of Ring of Honor means to the company and what role you're going to be playing in all that.
well, already signed for the 12th anniversary show is myself versus the returning AJ Styles, which I'm really excited about, and it's something to be excited about. As a company, Ring of Honor is it's showing growth. Guys are coming back, and there's a lot of controversy and such spread around AJ's return since he was somewhere else before, and now he's back with Ring of Honor. So, of course, with the acquisition of AJ once again, there's a few more eyes on Ring of Honor who may not have been watching before, but they're watching now, which that's always exciting. So that's what I'm going to be doing in Philly at the 12th anniversary show. So I'm pumped, as you can tell.
Listen, yeah, of course I can hear it, and I'll dub that in later too. Listen, you're fighting the match with AJ. You fought the guy in TNA a bunch of times. Now it's in a different circumstance. You're at a different point in your career. He's at a different point in his career. What does this mean to you now, as opposed to a few years ago?
Well, the coolest part about it to me is when I wrestled AJ Styles before, of course, hindsight being 2020, I didn't know as much as I knew now. I didn't think of myself the way I think of myself now, and of course, back then I just thought I was a little inexperienced, in over my head. Of course, guys like AJ Styles and Kurt Angle, they helped me conquer that. But by showing me that I was much more than what I perceived myself to be in my own eyes. But like I said, at the 12th anniversary show, it's going to be a chance for me to see how I measure up against somebody that I feel is actually one of the best wrestlers that this sport has ever seen. So it's going to be cool to see where exactly I measure up. Plus, like you said, I haven't been in the ring with AJ Styles in a very long time. He hasn't been in the ring with me for a very long time. So it's going to be cool to see what we bring out of each other that we didn't bring out before. And I know that's going to happen because, like I said, I think mentally I'm in a different place now, and I've grown a lot since the last time I wrestled AJ, and likewise he's grown as well. So there's a lot of cool things I'm looking forward to, mainly, like I said, to see where I measure up against someone that I consider to be one of the greatest.
Mike, your question?
Yeah, Jay, there's obviously a ton of talent in Ring of Honor right now, and that's even with so much talent over the years making the move to other companies, the CM Punks, the Daniel Bryans, the Samoa Joes, guys like that. And with stars like AJ Styles and also Chris Hero coming back for this show, whether it's just for this one show, whether it's permanently, whatever it may be, is there kind of a feeling within the locker room that ROH is kind of on the verge of returning to what many consider to be the glory days of Ring of Honor, that mid-2000s with the stacked roster that you were a part of as well?
Well, to rephrase that, you use the word concerned. No, nobody's concerned about it. If anything, we're super excited that there could be a glimmer of hope that in the fans' eyes, Ring of Honor is returning back to what it used to be. But to me, coming from a wrestler standpoint, someone who walks the locker room share this overall sense feeling that Ring of Honor is strongly and fastly growing. In fact, in Nashville, I closed the show out with a little impromptu speech where I said, with the return of AJ Styles, we have made a statement to the wrestling world, and that statement was that 2014 and every year to follow will be the year of Ring of Honor. So I do say yes to your question, although I edited a little by taking out the word concern. We definitely feel that Ring of Honor is definitely 100% on the rise.
BG question?
Yeah, Jay, heading into this match, it's a huge match with AJ Styles. What type of preparation will you take with him or just by yourself going into a match like that?
You want to know something funny about that? I have been blessed with great genetics where, fortunately for me, I don't have to live in the gym like some of the other guys. I don't have to make sure that every other meal is some kind of disgusting protein shake. And I don't really have to watch what I eat too much. But with that said, for the last few days, I have been watching what I eat. I have actually been going to the gym, and I think it shows just how much I feel and respect AJ Styles and what he can do in the ring, and what I'm looking to get out of this match. I'm actually using this match as like I said, to show where I measure up in the wrestling world. So I've been going to the gym more than usual, and any other wrestler who knows me can attest to the fact that I rarely go as much as I should because of these genetics. I've been blessed all around, you know.
Of course, yeah, it's really tough. I know how that is. Oh, wait, no, I'm a big fat fatty. I don't understand that at all. All right, listen. Yeah, I'm sorry. I had to go there. I'm sorry. I can't. I haven't seen a gym in years, bro. I don't know what it's like to be. I just eat M&Ms and Mountain Dew. What'd you say?
It's okay. For the longest, I've felt so bad for the guys who they just dedicate their lives to the gym, and not that it's a bad thing. I mean, they're trying to better themselves because in this crazy business, you got to do that to get further, and you got to do that to get ahead. And luckily, I've been able to not have to stress that part. The gym, I have pretty good genetics, although the older I get, they're starting to wear thin, so kind of got to do what I got to do.
Well, listen, speaking of you're only 28 years old, but it feels like you've been in the business for a long, long time, man. You've been all.
It does.
It does. It really has. Almost. How honestly, when did you break in officially?
When I was 16, I started. I was still in high school. I wasn't even in the 12th grade yet. I remember when that last period bell would ring, me and two other of my buddies, John and Eric, we had to run and catch the train into New York City, then another train into Long Island around Konkoma. The last stop on the train, about a 2-hour total train ride. But yeah, like ever since I can remember, I was in school. I remember being in the 12th grade, sitting at lunch, thinking of my match that was going to happen later that night. Yeah, I've been, like I said, it feels like forever.
Yeah, and you've become well known. Everybody who watches indie wrestling and even mainstream wrestling knows the name Jay Lethal. We know you. What does it feel like at only 28, really having a reputation as one of the better workers in the business already?
Oh, just to hear you say that it's amazing. And you know, I really don't think. I really don't think about it that often, and I feel like it's just all happening, and it has all happened so fast that I haven't had a chance to sit down and think about it. But I know for a fact that once my life slows down and I can stop and sit and think about exactly everything that has happened, I'm going to go insane. Like I said, I really don't think I have fully grasped everything that has happened to me because I've been extremely lucky and blessed in this crazy world of wrestling, and I'm still being blessed. For instance, I'm wrestling AJ Styles this weekend, and I made note of that before. Just the amount of brand new eyes that follow AJ that perhaps maybe weren't following Ring of Honor will be following Ring of Honor at least for this weekend, and hopefully they see some things they like and they continue to follow Ring of Honor.
Jay, your old TNA tag team partner, Consequences Creed, you recently made it to the WWE roster as Xavier Woods. And for any guy such as yourself who's a high-profile guy in a company like Ring of Honor who hasn't yet made, the jump to WWE, it's always a question among fans whether that's something that you want to do, whether that's something you're interested in. And seeing, Xavier Woods and other guys that you've worked with closely go to WWE, is that kind of the next logical step for you? Is that something that you want to do?
As far as the next logical step, I have no steps. I really don't. I've never set a goal for myself. Like, I've never said, "Oh, I'm going to wrestle Kurt Angle," and then I got to do it. I've never said, "I'm going to wrestle Ric Flair," and then I got all of this stuff. Like I said, it's just happening so fast. It's just coming out of nowhere because I'm so lucky. But to answer your question, to be quite honest, I would say that everyone who has entered this crazy world of wrestling from my generation has done so with the hopes that some point in time they can wrestle for the company that started their love for this business, and for most of us, that is the WWE. So to answer your question, yes, I would love to be able to say at some point in my career that I did or do work for the WWE. But as of right now, of course, I'm more than happy to say that I'm extremely happy where I am right now. And like I said, this weekend I get to wrestle one of the guys that I literally consider one of the greatest wrestlers to have ever stepped in the ring, AJ Styles.
Brandon Gavin?
Yeah, Jay, earlier you were talking about being in high school and daydreaming about your matches. What, if any, inspiration do you draw outside of wrestling to help you progress as a performer?
Inspirations outside of wrestling. I don't have many inspirations outside of wrestling. For instance, I'm pretty boring. I stay home most of the time. I'm only 28, so video games are still a large part of my life. So I'm playing video games constantly. As far as outside of wrestling, I don't have many inspirations, as most of them come from inside wrestling. In fact, one question that I get asked a lot that really inspires me, and I'm sure it inspires other people, and they don't even know it, is someone who doesn't know about wrestling too much, and they find out I'm a wrestler. They'll ask, "Well, how long do you think you can do that? How long can you wrestle?" There's got to be a limit, you know. And I never can give them an honest answer because there's first of all, there's no real limit. And the thing I always say is, well, Ric Flair is still wrestling, so when he retires or stops wrestling, then I'll be able to give you a better answer. So the fact that Ric Flair is still wrestling to this day, and not only is he wrestling, he's having great matches, that alone is inspiration to me. If you're done properly, you can be in this business for a very, very long time. Unfortunately, though, we've seen wrestling take a lot of guys before it was their time to go, unfortunately. But, just one inspirational thing to me is the fact that Ric Flair is still wooing all over Charlotte, North Carolina.
So he's still wooing all over the WWE, causing trouble in the WWE. But let's speak about Ric Flair for a moment. You got to work on excellent program in TNA with Ric Flair. It's one of my highlights in TNA history was the whole the feel of that storyline. It was very exciting. At that point in your career, what did it mean to you to work with Ric Flair? And now looking back, what did it mean to you work with Ric Flair then?
Well, I'm only 28. I've never been married. I don't have any kids. So at this point in time, any and every single interaction that I've ever had with Ric Flair, namely when I got to wrestle him, is considered to me to be the greatest day and greatest night of my entire life. It was surreal experience, and like I said, I really don't think I've grasped and really thought about and understand just how much has happened to me in such a short time in wrestling, and when I realize it, I think my brain is going to explode. But that was the greatest time I've ever had in my life. And you know, Ric Flair was at Ring of Honor for a short period of time. Unfortunately, he was gone once I came back. So to think that I could have caught lightning in a bottle twice really does irk me. I wish I came back to Ring of Honor sooner, but that's besides the point. Looking back on everything that I've done with Ric Flair, now I have the same views that I had when it was actually happening, and that is simply it's the greatest night of my life. Nothing changes when I look and say, okay, well, this is what my thought process was and how I was feeling and thinking when I was actually working with him, and now that it's happened, this is how I think. This is how I feel after getting to work with him, and it's all the same. It was the greatest day of my entire life, to put real frankly.